Hi, this is John Carey, and I'm one of the marketing managers at Cengage Learning Southwestern Publishing. I wanted to take a few minutes today and talk to you about your Survey of Economics course. And as I talk to professors all over the country, they seem to tell me that this is a particularly tough course to find really good teaching materials. And part of the reason for that is where the students draw from. We know that this is not a majors course. They're not going to take another economics course probably in the rest of their careers. So motivation may be a little bit of a problem since it's not a majors course. It may be a course that they just have to take for some kind of requirement. We also know sometimes that students that get into this course may have some issues with their level of reading comprehension or their skills and preparation in mathematics and graphing. So to find a book that can engage students that they find is of value to them, I know is a tough thing to do. But we're very excited about what we have. We have just published a new Survey of Economics book that I wanted to tell you a little bit about, walk you through some of the chapters. This is Survey of Econ, or Survey of Econ, by Robert Sexton of Pepperdine University. You may know Robert Sexton. He does a pretty popular principles book for Cengage. And this book is part of our series that we call the Four-Letter Press, and you may have seen these books around your campus. They've become incredibly popular. What Cengage did a number of years ago is we went all around the country interviewing students, thousands of students, and scores of professors, and we wanted to know how students lived their lives, interacted with their text material, how they studied, what kind of a load did they have as far as time to spend with their coursework. We found, of course, as you probably know, that students are not the same as they were 30 or 40 years ago. Many students have a lot of drain on their time. Many of them are working numerous jobs. Many of them have families. So what they want to do is they're very serious about their studies, but they want materials that are easily accessible, have robust online components, are very efficient when it comes to how they present the material as far as studying for exams, and also the value of the books. Many times, especially in courses that are not particularly a student's major, they seem to think sometimes that the value-price equation is way out of balance. That from what they're getting from the material isn't worth the cost that they're paying for it. And we try to address some of those things in the Four-Letter Press books. As I said, they've become wildly popular, and we're very excited because this is the first time we've actually had a Survey of Econ or Survey of Economics text in the Four-Letter Press stable. One thing that you're going to notice first about a Four-Letter Press book is it doesn't really look a lot like the traditional books that you see. As you see, it's a pretty well, when you take out the review cards in the back, you can see how actually thin this book is. It's almost magazine-like in its style and presentation, and that's by design. We often hear that students don't read. Well, actually, students do read. They just happen to read things that are not standard textbook design. They do read a lot of they do read magazines, they do read online. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to design a book that was really engaging for them. And I think we did that. One thing you're going to notice, of course, is in the front, when I was talking about the value equation, I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can, but we put the price of the book right on the cover. This is the student price, and it's $59.95, which is about half the price of a traditional book. So what makes these books different, the four-letter press books different? Well, for one thing, students get access to very robust online materials. When they get the book, they also get access to an interactive ebook. So if they forget their book, or they're away from home, or they don't have their book with them, but they're near a computer, they can always access their book online. There are auto-graded quizzes, flashcards, games, videos, and also something called the Global Economic Watch, which is a portal for news stories and videos about economics that is constantly updated. When you look at a chapter in a four-letter press book, one thing that you are going to notice is that the chapters are briefer than what you're probably used to. And as a matter of fact, we try to get the chapters no more than 15 pages long. Much of that is done by design. In traditional books, there's a lot of wasted space. We try not to waste space. We try to get all of the economics in 15 pages. Students tell us that that is easier to get through. Even though it's pretty much the same material as a regular textbook, they seem to believe that they can get through this material pretty quickly. One thing that Robert Sexton does, if you'll notice, he did this with his principles book, and it was very popular. He uses learning theory throughout when he develops his book. So you will see that many of his books are chunked as far as the information goes. Students are never asked to read long passages of information before they're stopped and asked questions or have a section check, that sort of thing. So students tend not to get lost like they might do in a traditional book. Another thing that students find very useful is at the end of the book, each chapter has a review card. This first one actually is a review card that shows them how to use the review cards. The second review card will show them all the formulas for this course. And then each chapter will have its own review card. And what this does is it goes by the learning objectives of the chapter, walks the students through. Students can tear out these if they want and bring them to class and take notes. These have proved to be very popular, as have all the four-letter press books. We have them in many disciplines. The model has been wildly successful. So we're very excited about having a survey book with the four-letter press model, because we really think that the student population for this course is really almost made for something like this type of presentation. So your rep will probably be sending you a copy of this. If not, make sure that that you order a copy to take a look at. I think your students are going to be very happy that you did. Full teaching ancillary package for you, full test bank, PowerPoints, instructors materials, all of that stuff, okay? So I think your students would be glad if you would just take a few minutes and consider this book. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.